It's uni election season, which means thousands of Aussie students will bear witness to colourful t-shirts, walls of posters and pushy campaigners. To find out what actually goes on in a uni election campaign, we shadowed Connect, one of 7 tickets running for the UTS Students Association and their presidential candidate, Vale Bromberger. Although many students are dismissive of student politics, with less than 3% actually voting at UTS, Vale believes it's significant for students given the Students Association controls much of the student SSAF funds, which are used to improve student services on campus.
The practical upshot of the student election is that the SSAF money will be going into that SRC. So you want people to have a say about who actually controls that money.
One of the first activities for the day was the familiar practice of lecture bashing.
So when we find those lectures, we go to them, have a chat with the lecturer and say, I'm running student elections coming up. Would it be alright if I had just a minute at the beginning of the lecture while you're setting up to talk about what's happening and what we're about? And generally, I don't think I've ever heard of a lecturer saying no.
How did your first lecture bash go?
Too good. But it was just nerve-wracking because there's so many people there.
It wasn't long before I witnessed the more vicious side of campaigning when Vale spotted a Fuck Connect poster, which slandered and made personal attacks on members of their ticket because of their involvements with the Liberal Party and the Labor Right faction. So how many posters have you found?
We walked around uni, we probably found 8. So they'd been posted on Friday night, Saturday morning. We reported it to the returning officer and she said get taken down. Get authorised. And then on Monday we started seeing them again, but we saw a different incarnation. The reason we took them all down is because they're not authorised material. Like, we don't know who's posting them, we can't form a credible argument in rebuttal because we don't have anyone to debate with.
Both Vale and Mo, a campaign supporter, allege funds in the past have been spent on political protests and sending members of the SRC to conferences.
It's really difficult to say that student money shouldn't go to student services and that the SSAF fees should actually go to the pockets of student politicians who want to go to conferences or do anything that they want. It's a lot easier to just say don't trust them if they're liberals.
Where real politics fell into the equation seemed a little beyond me. It seems just like ideological points of difference. Vale told me that political parties often back campaigns to encourage a future career in politics for the campaigners themselves, almost like a practice run. They insisted they're independent, incorporating Liberal, Labor and apolitical members with the intentions of spending funds on tangible student services.
It's not a political ticket. If it was a political ticket, you would have this, everyone working together and working just fine. There is no animosity between us.
We get along really well.
Vale's campaign, however, seemed like a lot of walking around and handing out flyers. So do you find students get offside when you approach them at their computers?
Yeah, a little bit. Also, sometimes it's okay. I mean, it's that time of the semester, so you don't, everyone's really stressed and you don't want to piss anyone off, stuff like that.
Connect's tactics seemed a little more passive than what I'd witnessed on campus before, where campaigners were chasing down students, imploring them to agree with whatever agenda they were pushing, even walking them to the polling booths. But maybe that's yet to come. Voting starts next week and we'll see then if Connect's non-politicised approach was a success.